On September the 10th, 2013, the USA secured qualification for their 7th consecutive FIFA World Cup. Even for their renowned coach, the 2014 edition is expected to be special.
A World Cup in Brazil it can't get any more exciting than that. It's the 5-time world champion. It's a country that lives football day in, day out. They're so passionate about it. Playing one day maybe in the Maracanã, this is a dream for every football player. And so I think, when we talk already about Brazil and you need to get them kind of their eyes lighting up, you just say Brazil.
Klinsmann has seen football flourish in the USA. It's now the 2nd most popular sport among the young. Television viewing figures of soccer are at an all-time high. However, prior to the 1990s, the national team appeared at the FIFA World Cup finals just once in half a century.
I'm a kid of the 80s where the World Cup was for other countries. It was for a country like Italy or a country like Brazil. It wasn't for the United States. And then Bob Gansler led basically what was an under-23 amateur side into Italia in 1990. And the U.S. has been to every World Cup since.
Are we going to win a World Cup? Probably not. I mean, I'm trying to be realistic and practical here. Do we have the ability to do it? I do believe so.
America was discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492 and named after another Italian explorer, Amerigo Vespucci. It is the 4th largest country by area and the 3rd largest by population. And it has the world's largest economy. Contrary to popular belief, the world's tallest mountain is in the USA. Mauna Kea in Hawaii is over 10,000 meters high, if measured from the seafloor. The USA also boasts the highest air temperature ever recorded, 134 degrees Fahrenheit, in Death Valley, California. A kicking ball sport was said to be played by Native American tribes, with teams of around 100 people. In modern times, football in the USA saw a boom in the 1970s, a decline in the 1980s, but today it is booming again. Around 30% of American households contain someone playing football or soccer. Notable clubs in the USA include LA Galaxy, DC United, and New York Red Bulls. And recently, the American national team has been avidly followed by the Outlaws.
This organisation was started by a group of supporters in 2007 as a response to the antipathy for the sport previously experienced by American internationals.
Every home qualification game that we had in the 1988-89 time period for the 90 World Cup, we were the away team in our own country. There were more fans that were for the other team than they were for us.
No chance of that happening today. Membership of the Outlaws has mushroomed. There are now over 100 chapters. Their support helped the USA record a 100% home record in qualifying.
Our hat goes off to them because they support us through thick and thin, good and bad. But also, they've really made a push to be recognized. You know what I mean? They don't just come to games whenever. They've really been outspoken in wanting to be collectively the group that supports us. And in order to get that recognition, you got to put it out there and you got to be loud and be vocal. And they've done that.
They're amazing. There's no other way to describe the Outlaws. And when you have fans like that who constantly strive to be better, to constantly strive to feel that they want to give us an advantage on the pitch, it does that much more for us on the field. You really feel that support. So, like I said, I think this is only the tip of the iceberg for the U.S. Soccer Federation. I think for years to come, there's going to be a lot of great things coming from this team.
The USA did indeed produce an impressive qualifying campaign, recording more victories than any of the other finalists. However, an early defeat to Honduras had many of the US media questioning Klinsmann's approach and tactics.
We knew that, qualifying here in CONCACAF region with that system of the hexagonal, 6 teams competing for 3 spots at the end of the day is a tricky one, because the away games here in this region are very difficult because of the circumstances, the environment, the climate, You have to make sure you get your points away, but also you have to make really sure to win your home games.
Suspicion of Klinsmann's qualities quickly melted after a home victory over the USA's nearest rivals, Costa Rica, in March 2013. Subsequent victories against Panama in Seattle and then Mexico in Columbus, courtesy of goals by Eddie Johnson and Landon Donovan, who was recalled after a self-imposed exile, ensured that when the USA took on Jamaica in Kansas City, the Outlaws could relax in the knowledge that qualification was complete.
It means so much for us to make sure that we qualify World Cup after World Cup based on the fact that it gives us that respect that we're trying to I think, garner throughout the rest of the world, because we're a young nation when it comes to the history of the game of soccer, but we're trying to make our mark in a short period of time.
This will be the Americans' 10th appearance at the FIFA World Cup. The first US team to appear in the finals earned the dubious nickname of the Shot Putters for their muscular and burly nature. One of the USA's best moments at the FIFA World Cup was the so-called Miracle on Grass in 1950, when they beat England 1-0. And one of the lowlights was their 1998 campaign, which ended without the Americans winning a single point. And did you know that the first hat-trick in FIFA World Cup history was scored by an American? Bert Paternoord struck 3 times in the USA's victory over Paraguay in 1930.
At the 2010 edition, the USA were eliminated by Ghana in the round of 16. Just over a year later, the coach Bob Bradley was replaced by Jurgen Klinsmann. Unafraid to discard established players, including the captain, Klinsmann looked beyond the usual channels for talent. Players abroad with American eligibility were sought, and the traditional thinking replaced.
He doesn't care if you played in Division I college over here. He doesn't care if you played Major League Soccer. He doesn't care if you play in the Premier League. He's casting an extremely wide net. He's finding these players. And it's been very, very refreshing, in my opinion. It's hurt a lot of feelings, and it's probably ended a lot of international careers, but it's also completely revitalized the U.S. squad. And after all, that is what U.S. soccer brought him in to do.
He's a progressive thinking individual. He's pretty much won everything there is as a player. His ideas as a manager, as I said, are very innovative, very progressive. He gets the players to think outside the box, to think outside of themselves and outside of their comfort zone, knowing that that in the heat of the battle that their natural instincts will take over.
Klinsmann has also overseen a change in the characteristics of the US team. Once known for a strong, well-organised defence, the current team is more attack-minded. His key players form the offence, and Klinsmann varies his formation. He may favour a 4-4-1-1 with Clint Dempsey playing just behind the striker, who is likely to be Altidore, scorer of 4 goals in qualifying. With Landon Donovan also back in the fold, the attack looks potent. In the middle of the pitch, Michael Bradley is the linchpin. While at the back, Tim Howard is the first-choice goalkeeper ahead of Brad Guzan, and he will marshal a back 4, which on paper does not look as imposing as the attack. The US have been drawn against some familiar names. They've played all their opponents in the last 3 FIFA World Cups. The USA's meeting with Germany as their final group fixture in Recife on June the 26th. They begin their campaign in Natal against Ghana and face Portugal in Manaus 6 days later.
I think we definitely want to, pass the group stage and then take the knockout stage with maybe more confidence than we ever did before. And say, okay, round of 16, whatever happens, we're prepared for it. We're prepared to go 120 minutes. We're prepared to go penalty shootout.
You never know what could happen. I'm not going to say any goals because, I believe in my players, I believe in my team. But at the same time, the World Cup is what it is for a reason. It's very difficult to win.
If we could get back to a quarterfinal, and dare we dream win it, just to kind of get to the last 4 would be monumental for U.S. soccer and soccer as a whole in this country.
We are going to Brazil. We are
Thousands of Outlaws have already booked their tickets, and perhaps only the hosts will enjoy better support.
Going to Brazil.